Good afternoon, guys. It's about 3:30 now. It is the 9th of March, and as you can see, I'm down the Avon. Now, we've had a few cold days, a week of cold weather. The last day or so, it's been much milder. It turns out there's a front coming over. It's going to bring some rain starting off tonight. And the river is just winding down. We've got about 18 inches of visibility, something like that. Which made me think I wanted to get out trotting it. With this rain coming tonight, it's probably going to be the last opportunity of the season to do any trotting, because the rain is going to put this river back up, colour it back up, and be a waste of time, I think, from tomorrow onwards. So I managed to get out. As I say, it's about 3:30 now. I'm going to do a little bit of trotting with the old Centrepin rabbit. Over here. What I've got is, I guess because it's the end of the season, I managed to pick up a Preston Innovations Tyson 13-foot Waggler. It's a ridiculously cheap price. So cheap that you couldn't not buy it. So I bought that to use. First outing. Got on here a Drake alloy stem stick float. I didn't quite know where I was going. So I did actually go and look at another stretch fairly close to here, but it was like Piccadilly Circus, to be honest. So I gave that a miss, and I've come here to another club stretch, and it's much quieter here. In fact, there's no one here. So we might struggle a little bit with the filming, because I'm going to stand over to your left, and the sun's up there, so I'll try and position the camera where you can actually see me, not just a silhouette of me. So I think it's time to get cast in, see what we can do. We've got perhaps 2 hours, 2.5 hours at a push before I can't see the float anymore. So yeah, we'll crack on. So we've got a bit of a breeze, you can probably hear. It's an upstream breeze there, so not too bad. I have no idea how deep it is here, so I'm going to every cast shove a little bit on until it starts dragging bottom. I'm about 7 foot deep at the moment. I'm guessing it's something like that. It's fairly steady through here, so I would think it's reasonable depth. Yeah, it'd be nice to catch a few fish. Wow, it's pulled under then. I think this wind that's picking up is what's bringing the rain over. Reasonably mild day though. It's about 10 degrees at the moment, something like that. Yeah, keep putting it under there. A bit too deep, I think. Nice to catch a few roach, a few dace, a few chub, and the old stick float. At the end of the season, less than a week away. That's it, that's gone through that time. Been feeding for 5 minutes or so actually. I've just seen a little fish jump out there. Well guys, nothing doing here. I'm not going to hang about today because I haven't got long. I'm going to see if we can find some fish. Try and drop on some fish. And that's probably the best way forward with such a limited amount of time. this is a reasonable spot here. The odd occasion that I have fished here, I've had, you know, a few chublets and little roach and stuff back in the summer, but yeah, I don't really have time to sort of build a swim up for an hour and a half in the hope. I'd rather go and try and find some fish, so let's get off up the stretch. Tearing off down the river. Got a clue what this is. See the float stop and Can't do a lot with this at the moment. Don't know what it is. Absolutely no clue what it is. Plodding around. Ah, Chub. Wow. Quite done yet. Wow, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Pop one as well. Well, there we are. Not quite what I expected for first bite. That's fantastic. What a scrap as well on this light gear. Brilliant. That's absolutely wonderful. Lovely job. Well, that's a good start on this new spot. Been here about 10 minutes or so. The wind is really picking up. Not making it too easy, but it is an upstream wind, so at least it's... I can cope with it. It's a bit of a chilly wind as well, it's a bit bitey. It'd be nice to have a few of those, though, wouldn't it? That's great. Just ran that through, that chub, just a lot closer in, actually, to the bank than I had been. Just noticed the float didn't go under, I just noticed it had stopped. So it struck. That's better, it's a bit warmer. I'm amazed I haven't had a bite off a roach or anything yet. It's very strange. Dace or something. Even a bleak. Nothing. It's going through at a nice pace. I need to hold back just there because there's a reed bed or something. I keep catching it. If I don't hold it back, it catches. Sit over it now. Shallow up a bit over there. Go again. Not quite as big. She was trying to get under the bank. So I can't imagine it's anything other than a little chub. Oh, so little. Literally trying to get under my feet at the moment. And that, really, literally under my feet. Literally under my feet. Come on. Fantastic. Whew. What a session this is turning out to be. Well, I don't really like holding fish up while I'm stood up, but we have got the net here, so if he does flip, he's not going to fall. There he is. Fantastic. Wonderful stuff. Well, came out thinking I'd catch a few roach, and blimey, weather's gone all horrible, and catching some chub. Not moaning at that at all. It's difficult when you haven't fished a stretch. Certainly haven't fished like this here. Excuse me, I'm talking. It's difficult to have any confidence in a swim unless you're getting bites, and it's you know, certainly considering moving then, to be honest. Certainly before I had that first chub. But, you know, it's certainly not now. I have, you probably saw, I have got keep net with me. I don't normally put fish in keep net, but really when I'm doing this sort of fishing, I don't have a lot of choice. The river's not very big here either. I think if I put these back, certainly if I'd put that first one back, I wouldn't have caught that second one for sure. It's just about the same place down the swim as the last one, but much further out into the current. It's actually where I mentioned I've been holding back. Blimey, you're determined to interrupt me, aren't you? Where I mentioned I've been holding back, it was there, and I just held back, and the bait fluttered up and just went over the obstruction that's in the water, and then there was a tick on the float, which I hit, and there you go. I did think I'd got the obstruction at first when I struck into it. I just felt a thump thump. Sometimes weed does that when you pull into it. But wow, brace of lovely chevin. Fantastic. And this rod is, I have to say, wonderful. I'm certainly not being paid to say it. I had to buy it. But it is a very, very nice rod, I have to say. And it is ridiculously light. I haven't weighed it, but I'll be willing to bet that I'm more than double the weight when I put my Centrepin on. What I've got in this swim is the currents over on the far side, and on the inside here it's a bit of a slack. I'm standing on a bit of a promontory almost. It's only sticking out 3 feet further than the rest of the bank, but it's just creating a little bit of a slack, and being on that we're on the inside, bit of an inside of a bend as well. Creating a slack on this side, and I'm not sure they're not just sitting in there. It's pretty deep. It's a good 5 or 6 foot in there. I'm thinking maybe they may be sat in there and then it's coming out to grab the maggots. I'm going to keep them going in. They don't appear to have too many maggots down them, these chub. Here we go again. Same place. Exactly the same place. Just a little bob on the float. This feels a better fish. It's just going out into that line is singing. I think it's snagged me a little bit. Okay, I'm just swimming upstream. Just snagged me up a bit. Not sure he's a monster. I haven't seen him yet. He's not a monster. Oh, trying to get under my feet. But of course they are, because they're chub. He's not a monster at all. I think he must have snagged me in that snag I've been steering around. There he is. Well, number 3. There we are. Number 3. It's fantastic. They're certainly having these maggots now. Brilliant. Just shows the benefit as well. As I mentioned, I hadn't got time to get anything going and just moving around, find some fish. As I said, you know, before I caught that first one, I was considering moving. Wow, this is awesome. Because I certainly think the weather is helping. The sun's gone in now. Almost looks like it's getting dark, but it's not. Certainly clouding over. About where that obstruction is and about where I'm getting these bites. I think it's just a weed bed or an old dying reed bed. So, yeah, it seems to be where I'm getting the bites. I'd have thought we'd have caught three chub and not had a single minnow, bleak, dace, roach or anything. Very strange. Well, that's fishing, isn't it? Very, very strange. Something very wonderful about catching them like this as well. I mean, obviously I do, as you see, you know, if you see my channel before, you know I love my small river fishing, sneaking out chub out from little holes with a very small rod. There's something just lovely about fishing a centrepin. done as well on this shouldered, as I said, they've got this shouldered stick float. I've shotted it right down as well. I've shot it right down to the red bit now, so it's a lot more sensitive. There's no ripples and current to ride out here, so we've been able to shot it down a lot more sensitive. Whoa. God, it's tearing off. Again, trying to get under the bank. God, this one's fighting. I don't think it's particularly big. It's a bit of a right scrap. It's not particularly big. Oh, it's off again. Come on. That's it, it's in the net. Lovely job. Oh, not a bad one. I say we'll hold him up with the net there. How's about that? He's got the maggots in his top lip. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. That's fantastic. I'd fished for about 20 minutes without a bite, so to give my hand a rest, because it does fatigue a bit using this Centrepin. My fingers were starting to lock up a bit. I went for a little walk for 5 minutes just to give the swim a bit of a rest, and I've come back and 10 minutes later we've had another chub. Perhaps running the float through constantly has disturbed them, and just giving it 5 minutes to settle. It's done the trick. Who knows? Get that right by that little sort of reed bed or whatever it is I keep getting stuck on. I don't know, maybe they're even sitting behind it, but I'm just riding it round there and holding it back so that the bait flutters up and over that, and yeah, that's where I've had 3 of the four bites. I'm starting to lose the light now though, so I'm not going to be able to give it too much longer. It's just running down to there nicely. just around there. It drags under if I don't hold back. Just need to hold it back a little bit. We'll give it another 10 minutes, I think. It's got to be gone 5 now, I should think. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's nearly 5:30. We'll give it another 10-15 minutes and then we'll call it a day. It's not quite sunset yet, but we'll give it 10 minutes. See if I can't winkle at another one. Although that is being very greedy. I have to say I've just dropped on this swim as well. I haven't I've fished this stretch I think twice before. Never here. And it was in the summer as well when I fished it. At choice I'd have fished a swim right down the bottom, but I just couldn't fish it with the Centrepin. It's too windy and the sun was too bright. Couldn't actually see the float go through. We'll give it 10 minutes anyway. Best time of the day. Also the coldest time of the day. Around about there I'm having to just hold back. To ride it up over something that's in the water. That's it. Time to go. So guys, time to get these fellas put back. Certainly haven't been in here any more than about an hour or so. Hour and a half tops. Let's have a look what we've got. Well, what a session that was. Fantastic. There's one. I think that's the biggest one. Oh, careful, careful, careful. There he goes. It's probably the smallest one. And I think the feistiest one, that last one we had. And last one. Oh, there we go. Wonderful. That's it. Lovely job. Well, what a session that turned into. Wonderful stuff. Really, really enjoyed that. Fantastic. Hands are like blocks of ice, but apart from that, got a smile from ear to ear. Brilliant. Now, as I said, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to chuck it down tonight apparently. So, river's going to colour up. So, maybe a case of getting onto the tributaries or even doing a bit on the Avon, perhaps a bit of feeder fishing. Just depends how much it colours up. I think it's going to be fairly warm rain though, so it may help with the fishing a little bit. But yeah, we'll just have to suck it and see whether I'll get out tomorrow or Thursday. I'm not sure, but I'm going to get out one of the 2 days. Certainly, I want to make the most of the rest of what's left of the season, the few days that are left. So all is left to do is to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did. I really enjoyed that. It's very, very unexpected. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons, and I'll see you all again very soon.